All right, so this is the training video on how to write a life insurance application. After you've hit apply now from the quote page, it brings you directly here. You're going to hit continue. English. Is this a spouse or child rider conversion? Nope. And 99% of your work is you're going to hit no. Are you completing this application using third party? A lot of you will be using Zoom. So you can click yes, and you're going to put your state where you're located. On this page, if you are the writing rep, you just keep your name and solution number in there. If you are field training a new teammate, you're going to click add trainee. Franklin sees this training video. I like that I chose his name. So if I'm field training Franklin, his name goes on as the trainee. And now the company knows to give him credit for his bonus money. If he's going for a 1x1, 2x2, the company knows to give him the credit. If Franklin is already licensed and I'm field training one of his new teammates, then what I do is I go here and I put Franklin in for a split sale. Whoops. I clicked the wrong one. Okay. And if I was field training one of his new teammates, so now James would be the trainee. Franklin gets 50% of the premium credit for that sale because I'm training one of his teammates, but I'm the trainer. So that's where you would put all that. Accept. Jack and Jill Ryan, 123 Main Street. Continue. All right. And John, I think we're going to have a bit of an issue here with the verifying, but here, we'll try it this way. Can't find it because it's a practice app. Okay, good. For those of you that are watching this for training purposes, when you put the actual client info in there, our databases can actually, 9 times out of 10, they can actually find the person. And you'll be verifying them as a person first before coming to this page. We're going to put in their social. And again, most of the time, it'll pre-populate. Social Security is invalid. There we go. Are you married? Yes. Have you lived in the U.S. for the last 24 months? Yes. Driver's license? Yes. Pennsylvania. Are you employed? Yes. Employer name. We're going to add the child rider now. So with the child rider, we'll say that Lincoln is 3 feet, 6 inches, and his weight is 40 pounds. And date of birth, 2018. Don't need the social. Resides with the proposed insured? Yes. Son. Have they been treated for any medical conditions listed here? Received any medical treatment or counseling for alcohol or drugs? I hope not at that age. Been diagnosed with HIV or acquired the HIV virus or AIDS. Been hospitalized for more than 5 days in the last 12 months. Currently resides in another country. So none of the above. Lincoln's good to go. And we'll hit continue. Jack is the policy owner, and it's okay if we do electronic delivery of the policy. Beneficiary is going to be Jill, Brian, same address, spouse. We don't need all the other info in there. They don't have any life insurance in force currently, and if they have a group life policy, you do not have to input that. So now we're doing the medical questions. Jack is 5'11", weighs 190 pounds, does not use tobacco or nicotine. This is the page you want to pay the most attention to when you're writing up your life apps. This is where you can get messed up the most. So you do want to answer accurately. Does Jack use marijuana? He says no. And it's not a deal breaker if he does. It's more of a deal breaker if you don't disclose, right? So let the client know. Certain things on here, it's not going to make or break your coverage. What will make or break it, they can decline you if you lie or omit information, okay? In the last 10 years, have you been treated or diagnosed by a member of the medical profession with high blood pressure? If he says yes, again, not a problem. Are you taking 3 or more medications for it? No. Okay. Well, he might not get a class 5, 3, or 2. He might just be standard rate now, but he's not going to be a table rating based on that. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. This is one example of how you would ask the question, check the box, and then another thing pops up where you're going to fill that in. Be as accurate as you possibly can with the client and let them know accuracy is everything. We're going to change that to no. Another big one is diabetes. So with diabetes, which type? Type 2 is more insurable. Type 1, I think we've gotten 2 of those in 12 years. We've gotten 2 type 1 diabetics insured. The rest were declined or we didn't even try. Type 2 can be insured. Sometimes it's a table rating. Okay. So then they're going to ask, when were you diagnosed? These windows of time do matter. And, what are the issues with it, right? So they're going to ask for more details. All right. The rest of these that are available to check, we're going to hit no at the bottom here. Okay. None of the above. But the rest of these, we can do a more detailed training on them. And as you come across them in the field, this is where you'll debrief with your trainer if you feel like you're coming across something that's a bit of a hiccup in your application process. The best thing you can tell the client is, hey, based on some of the health questions that you noted here, I'm going to run them by my partner and the underwriting team, and I'm going to find out more specifically if they need more information or what that means for your case. The big ones that are going to be deal breakers: heart attack in the last 10 years, cancer in the last 10 years, other than skin cancer, major obesity, strokes. Those are big ones. Okay. That it 9 times, not even 9 times, 99% of the time, it's getting declined. Okay. Type 1 diabetes, same thing. So just be aware that there are some big ones that do matter. There's other ones that affect the rating, but doesn't affect them getting the actual policy issued. Another big one is a felony. If they had a felony in the last 10 years, usually it's going to decline the policy. Just be aware of that. Okay. If they had a DUI in the last 3 years, they might get the coverage, but there might be a 2-year substandard rating built in, and then it drops off after 2 years. Have they been hospitalized for an overnight other than reasons disclosed in this application? Again, not a deal breaker, but you want to disclose those things, right? Have you been to the hospital in the last year for inpatient overnight? Have you been advised to receive a medical procedure, including surgery? Right? The doctor might say, hey, you got to go get heart surgery. You're in trouble. Well, they haven't had an official diagnosis yet, or they haven't had an official treatment yet. It's not shown up in the medical records yet, right? So they say, no, I haven't had any heart issues. I haven't had any heart surgeries. But the doctor advised you to go get a treatment done. So our company wants to know about that too. Have you had a parent pass away prior to age 65 as a result of heart disease or cancer, cardiovascular disorder? So I say cardiovascular disorder or heart disease, heart issue, right? And again, that's not a deal breaker, but you got to ask, okay? And the rest of these questions, you go through and you ask them all the way through, and then you hit, if it doesn't apply to them, hit none of the above. So we got through the health questions. Be thorough. This training video is not necessarily going through how thorough it would be if you got some yeses. Okay, so you want to be thorough with that. That's the key with the health questions. It'll help your quality of business. Now, Jack, we're applying for $500,000 20-year term, $79 plus $5 for the kids at $10,000. We're at $84 a month. We do not need to backdate to save age. The automatic increase request. You'll hear mixed teachings on this. Our base shop has just made the decision that for the most part, we're helping our clients apply for the coverage amount they want at the maximum budget they're willing to spend. So the automatic increase request says that if this policy comes back at a great rate, say $54, that Jack and Jill would rather pay the 54 for the 500 grand. And instead, so I would click no, but if I click yes, what that means is if the policy comes back at table 3, now Jack gets 962,000 of coverage for the $84. In other words, more coverage, same price. I'm locking in the $84 price. It's just that they might get more coverage for the amount. The majority of my clients want the discount on the price with the coverage they're applying for. Hopefully that makes sense. So now it's time to lock the application. So what you're going to do here is you're going to click continue, and Jack Ryan is going to get an email sent to his email address. And when he opens it to do DocuSign, a code is going to be sent to him for security purposes. So now Jack is opening up his email, and it says Primerica via DocuSign, pre-underwriting authorization, please read and sign. Click the red button, review documents. And it says, we'll send you a code to the phone number. Send now. Code. Got it. Code. Client puts in the validation code. This is all being done without you seeing it as the agent. They're going through on their phone and they are DocuSign. They're going to hit start, sign. They can draw their signature or they can select a style, right? And they're just going to click sign and finish. As soon as they finish this, it's going to travel back. As soon as it travels back in real time, then you can continue the application. There it is. Continue. Personalized quote. English. In the event of a positive test, would you like for us to submit results to your physician? I always click no, because then they want us to put all the physician's info in there. And if we're not worried about this, right, then if we're not worried, we don't need to put doctor's info in. All right, for the next bit of this, there's COD and there's a regular payment, okay? We're not going to go into training on this today, but you will put the draft date in on what day of the month they want the policy to come out. So what I would say to Jack here is, hey, in the next 2 days, you're going to see the $84 taken out, okay? And then if this is December 5th, we're probably going to get the policy issued beginning to middle of January. So then starting in February, what day you won't have a draft in January. What day in February do you want it to come out? He says the 15th. All right, so February 15th, 2 months from now, will more than likely be your next draft. Okay. Jack Ryan's the holder, checking, routing number, account number twice, and accept. Now we're going to stop the training here. They're going to do one more DocuSign after the payment information. And then you have 2 options. Submit it, and they'll pull the money within 48 hours, and the application's in home office. Or save and submit, which is they say, hey, John, it's Tuesday. We want the payment to come out Friday. Well, that means that, Thursday after 6 p.m., I could save the application without submitting it. And Thursday after 6 p.m., I could go in and submit it. It's already pre-filled out. It's just submitting it to the home office Thursday night. And so the payment comes out either Friday or Saturday for the client. That's called save and submit.